Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aaron Tsai from Shenzhen. And my company is Tencent, and I think many of you have heard about Tencent because it's the largest internet company in China, and we also is the biggest game company in the world, I think. So and nowadays, Tencent also developing our own self-developed blockchain platform. We call it Trust Circle. And it's my honor to show you how Tencent blockchain transforms supply chain finance with you. So let's turn to PPT. And there are 3 parts of my sharing. To get us started, I will introduce the national policy and background to you, then emphasize on our use cases. And the last part is our method about cooperation and openness. As you can see in the slide, from the year of 2017, the central bank, the state council, the Shanghai and Shenzhen Stock Exchange, and the Ministry of Commerce and other departments in China has issued notices to support the supply chain finance in China, which made it to the national level. And in the scenario of supply chain finance, efficient allocation of financial system, high costs of financing, low capital turnover rate has become the pain points. Based on the policy I had just mentioned, with enough volume of market, we choose this scenario for deep application of blockchain. In this page, our orientation is committed to connect the assets side and the capital side, reducing financing costs and building the system of inclusive finance for the small and micro enterprises, and support the real economy. Our ultimate vision is to change the credit and risk control mode of financial institutions and solve the financing problems of small and micro enterprises. For example, if you are an owner of a small business, although the bank don't know who you are, what you do, but they can give you credit, and you can get money in 1 second. So that's what we want to achieve. In the second part, let's move to the use cases and solutions, especially on supply chain finance. And the traditional supply chain financial service has 2 pain points. First of all is the difficulty of financing and high costs. Since funds focus on serving leading company and tier 1 suppliers, it's difficult for tier 2 and tier 3 and more suppliers to raise funds without credit. For another, information asymmetry. The delivery of trading information between core enterprises and tier 1 suppliers is untrusted in the chain to tier 2, tier 3. The delivery of trading information between core based on Tencent blockchain. Qianhai Linlogics is a company cooperated with us. Qianhai Linlogics built a supply chain financial services platform to record the credible transactions through blockchain. Thereby, the accounts receivable are financed for the suppliers. The problem of authenticity verification is solved. It helps the multi-level suppliers to realize the financing requests more efficiently. This is the framework of our supply chain financial solution. Here's the gateway assures the realness of transactions and the clearing of amounts payable. And then the next scenario, in the scenario of logistics, the general contract contractors of shipment, who is also called no-car carriers, are difficult to get funded from financial institutions due to the different payment days between consignors and actual carriers. These general contractors have huge needs of financing. We apply blockchain to this scenario to eliminate mutual discharge and avoid the risk of information tampering, improve the financing efficiency. Let's look at this case of law works. There are 3 industry pain points in this case. First is the risk of information tampering, which means one can tamper with the original information to make fake evidence. Secondly comes the safety of business privacy, which means we have to prevent the disclosure of business information. The last point is the scoring of credibility to judicial office, which means the different standards between evidence collection and evaluation. In this case, Guangzhou Huishi Technology built up the evidence collection chain by registering the evidence of bank service upon the chain, then updating to the node of Huishi to provide the highly efficient evidence collection after disputes, if any. And in this case, there are many public platforms to find missing kids or others in China. However, they lack communications. When the kid went lost, parents need to register in multiple platforms separately. What's more, after the kid being found, other platforms keep publishing the messages, updates slowly. Therefore, we built a chain between these platforms with the model of shared ledger to achieve the efficiency of registration and update by single assets and multiple communications. It's noteworthy that the platforms themselves are equal to each other. It's hard to build a centralized platform to let any of them join in, while this blockchain way just solve their concerns properly. At last, allow me to introduce the cooperation and openness strategy of Tencent Blockchain Plus briefly. And this is the architecture of our blockchain platform. Trust Circle is the underlying core platform, including permission management, consensus, encryption, algorithm, smart contract, and so on. In the layer of platform products, we injected models and so on. Based on the platform products layer, reusing standard interface of the shared ledger and digital assets. So B2B, B2C, C2C, and other area of business logics can be built. Above the business logics, the enterprises can build their own overall solutions, such as bank cleaning, mutual insurance, supply chain finance, and so on. And the positioning of Tencent blockchain is open and sharing to be the value linker between enterprises. Our advantages are completely independent research and development, over 20 patented technologies, and participation in setting the CAICT trusted blockchain standard. We have the features of high-speed access, high performance of over 10K TPS, and nowadays the speed is more over 20K TPS, and so a high safety and high efficiency operation. As the first to pass the test of CAICT trusted blockchain standard, we have reached the excellent level in all aspects of indicators. Recently, our development in technology has introduced the UTXO model to solve the problem of many-to-many transferring. optimize our performance and separate the hot and cold blockchain data. For instance, in the ABS scenario, many transactions are packed into one single pack, which makes the management operations very convenient. In order to support our developers to get an easy access, we also launch a whole new BaaS service platform, which provides one-click nodes building and operation and management for industrial service provider. In addition, we will provide Tencent Big Data, Tencent Credit investigation, and other plugin services in the future. Ultimately, it's our vision to build the Internet of Value with you all. Thank you. This is all my share. Okay, and I think, okay, bye.